I got a business card because I want to win some lunches. That's what my business card says. Mitch Hedberg, potential lunch winner. Give me a call, maybe we'll have lunch. If I'm lucky. Hey man, I did a radio interview for XM Radio. Nobody heard it. Come on, who has XM Radio? Hey, I'll be damned, it's growing in popularity. They said you can swear on XM Radio because nobody can hear it. You can swear in the woods too.
And this is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Slick.
We're the show that talks about computers,
technology,
and the internet. Thank you for being here on this, is it already the 26th of May, 2012?
Let me check. Let me pull up my calendar. You know what? It's the 26th of May.
Did you remember, like, when we were growing up, everybody knew what day it was. You didn't have to look at, a computer or a PDA or a cell phone. But now we've just become so reliant on them, we just figure it's going to tell us everything.
I'm still good with pen and paper. It's just that I've tried to switch over to being electronic so it'll be portable. I can carry much more information with me. And sometimes it plays out and works well. Sometimes it doesn't. For example, Palm TX. I got from
Tech Talk Radio.
That's where I got it from.
All right, so explain real quickly for the listeners who don't know.
Don't do that. Don't say that.
Slick used to be a listener of the show.
And I thought you were going to say who don't know what a Palm TX is.
And so we did a contest in the early days. Now, Slick was working at Clear Channel, and I did the show over at Lotus Broadcasting in Tucson. And he called in and won, and I have my own rule policies. I don't care if you work at another radio station. If you want to win, something and participate and listen to the show, I welcome you. And that's what he did, and he won. And then we started talking, and next thing I knew, we had Slick join the show.
I wouldn't go away. You give me toys? Get it. We're bonded for life.
So let's so on the Palm TX. Your thoughts on the Palm TX? Well, at least how you use it now, considering the technology has gone way above that.
Easy there. You're just as bad as everybody else getting on me about, are you using the Palm TX? Yes, I'm still using the Palm TX and the Palm Life Drive, even though that needs a charge. Still data on it. This worked out when Palm developed this unit, just the Palm in general. I mean, this really worked out great for me. I've had a lot of Palm PDAs, personal digital assistants. You got a calendar, address book, task list, and then the memos where you can put all kinds of just notes in there. I mean, all kinds of information that you need at your fingertips, readily available with alarms, and the whole thing is beautiful. And then, Palm the Palm was purchased by Hewlett-Packard, and they kind of gave up on the whole PDA thing, going over to the phones. And so my heart broke, but I still use them because I need to get the data out of the Palm world and into something else, which eventually I will do at some point, maybe. But I'm in no rush. In a rush. Plus, I have some faith. There's a little glimpse of faith there still.
Well, and it still works. It still works. That's one piece of technology that, if you think about all of the stuff, I mean, I could show the camera around the studio here, and I've got some like the cast grabber, technology that just isn't even being used anymore because something else came along and pushed it out. The Palm TX still does what it was intended to do, right?
It is great. I carry it with me, and now again, I'm moving data out of it now, and the other things updated because eventually the screen is marked. I mean, if I really wanted to go the route, I could probably find an old screen and have it replaced. That's more money than it's worth. So I got to get the data out of it, and the Palm desktop that works on the Windows, the disk operating system, just on your computer, it's great as well. I mean, you sync it up, and then you get it's a lovely world. Why did it have to change?
Well, but have you found that you will use maybe another device now? I mean, you're an Android user now. Do you use that device more than the TX? Or do you find, like I have a Palm TX, and it's actually in my laptop bag, but I really haven't charged it up or used it in a long time. I'm just wondering, I even have an Avigo, if you remember those from Texas Instruments. But it's the same thing. I just found, okay, I'll just start using this. I mean, now I'll use the iPhone and put everything in there. But do you find yourself going back to it once in a while? Or do you find you using it all the time?
I carry it with me every day. I'm still using it. The alarms wake me up in the morning. I have my wake alarms and stuff. It's great. Yeah, I love it. Matter of fact, don't get just as a side note, everybody, excuse me, just me and Andy here. Don't throw that TX away.
I would never do that.
Okay, right. I'm just saying. Yeah, but in this show, our conversation will probably move towards what's the next thing, and then how to move from where I'm at to where I could be going or should be going. Because there are subjects we're going to be talking about that it's around the conversation.
Well, let's kind of go in that direction. Say somebody comes to you, Slick, and they say, "I've got an Android phone." We'll just use that for example, and they suddenly want to go to an iOS type phone. Using an Apple, iPhone 4 or 4S. And the number one question that people are going to ask is, can the data from the Android phone be moved over to, the iPhone 4 or 4S? Can I do this easily?
Easily, not sure, but probably. I'll use the word probably, because what you want to do is, at least in my experience, you want to export the data into a universal format, something generic. A file format. Now, you know more about the iPhone than I do. I don't own. The closest thing I own to an Apple product right now is the old iPod Nano that somebody gave me.
Love the Nano.
And I'm not even using it as an iPod. I'm using the note functionality in it, because what I can do is I can connect it to a computer, and I can drag and drop like text notes in there in a folder. And that's what I use it for. Just, scroll up and down for notes as I'm running through the day. That's what I use it for. But like from an Android standpoint, I would say export your notes, your data, your information to, I don't know, like text files, TXT files, doc files, DLC files. But again, jump in here at any time, Andy, because you know more about the Apple world and what their file formats are. So I'm thinking of something universal. Wave, I think Apple, as far as audio goes. Pictures, JPEG, that's universal. VCF, I don't remember exactly what VCF stands for, but it's a information file where you can put like your name, your address,
contact,
and all that.
Yeah, like a contact list. Yeah.
That seems to be somewhat universal. So, what did you notice going into the Apple world as far as importing data? What did not work?
It's funny. I love how easy it is to work with Outlook. I'm an Outlook user. I think like. I found it to be the easiest working with the iPhone 4S and getting all my contacts, all of my emails, all of that into the iPhone 4S. So if somebody is working in an office and they use the Outlook email program, they're going to find no problem, putting it in here. And the only thing is, if you are a BlackBerry user, you're going to kind of miss that. Now, you can also have that functionality, that type of functionality where you read your email here, it gets deleted from your server. If you're a Mac user, you have that capability. But I found to be no problem in importing my contacts. The only thing I don't like about the iPhone that the Android seems to do a little better is your folder management for your photos.
Oh, yeah.
I do a lot of photos, and I'm always taking photos wherever I'm at, And the problem is it will put it all into the camera roll. So then you create folder, and this happened to me the first time around, and always make backups, whether it's a phone, a laptop, a notebook, an Ultrabook, the whole bit. But I found I would, go ahead and move those photos and say, okay, these are photos of, the kids, or these are photos of work. And I would move them into files on the iPhone. Mm-hmm. And then I would go to the camera roll and I'd have this long roll of like photos. You scroll and just photo. And if I deleted it from camera roll, it would also delete it from that folder. And I don't want that. I want to have a situation where I have a folder, I can delete it from the camera roll, and it stays in the folder. But you have to go for a third-party type program to be able to do that and be able to save your photos and delete them from your camera roll. So that's one of the downsides.
Now, for those who don't know, what we found out in our experiences and our research is that if you're living in the Windows world and you want to go to an iPhone or iPad or whatever, the conduit for data is Outlook. That's how you get data from Windows through Outlook into the iProduct, the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod Touch, whatever, and then back and forth. If you're living in the Mac world, it just goes straight across. But you have to use Outlook for notes, contacts, calendar. I'm missing one. Tasks? Is it tasks?
You have tasks that you can set up in there as well. And those can be easily managed. I'll tell you what, I think the migration to use the cloud and use your me email is so much easier to go that route. Although,
but that's a paid service, though, right?
No, you get if you have an iPhone 4 or 4S, you get a certain amount of storage, and you can get a me address. We have one. It's TechtalkRadio@me.com, and that way we can go through and I can have mail sent there. I can, on our server, I could say, okay, I want all emails, coming to Andy to be also sent there, so that way I can get them all on the phone and can manage it that way. And then I can go to the cloud and there's my email. That I do like. That's a great experience. And I'd recommend almost moving to that type. I'm not saying don't use Outlook, but I'd say, boy, that's a great way to have all of your contacts and everything. It's in the cloud, but it's also locally on your computer.
Okay, now since you brought up the .me service, let me ask you this, because before the .me service, remember, Apple and Google played nice together.
Did they?
Well, I thought they used to. I mean, because let me be a little bit more specific, I guess. At least in my view, it seemed that Apple and the iPhone and Google played nice together.
I would say yeah. I mean, you could put it has Gmail on one of the, when I got my iPhone, it had Gmail on there, so I could click on that and install that and run that very easily. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because it just seemed like you could do Google Calendar, you could Google Docs, Gmail. What else? There's a new Google. That it was friendly. The iPhone was friendly to Google services.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with you on that one.
Okay. But then since they brought it to .me, I understand why they're not focusing on being as friendly. I understand that part.
Yeah, I guess you could say that maybe if you didn't use the me, you could probably use the Gmail services and be just as good on that. I don't know. I kind of, that's another question that we've had asked before is, do we recommend people actually get, their own email domain and all of that, or just use the Gmail services? And honestly, boy, Google does offer quite a bit there with Gmail.
Yeah.
And you can use it pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, and there are a lot of things like I have my own Gmail account, the email account, but also we're using some business services through Google Apps with a totally separate domain. And managing the email through the Google Apps is much easier than having to deal with, the setting up the server and all that kind of stuff. It was just easier just to go that route.
Wouldn't you say maybe the biggest problem with migration from one phone to the other might not necessarily be somebody who is looking to have their data kind of moved around and jump from place to place, but more getting used to the phone itself? I mean, I was listening to John J. Van Ness with John J. and Ritz radio show on Friday. I was driving into work, and they were talking about the fact that the guys have got new Nokia Lumia 900s. Is it Lumia? Lumina? We haven't looked at the phone yet. The Lumia 900. It's the Windows phone.
Fine.
That AT&T has put out. And it's basically, a lot of the companies are trying to push some of their users in alternate directions, and the Windows phone is a great way to go because it's the cost on that phone is like $99.
Yeah, it was. They really want to get that in everybody's hands as much as possible, yeah.
And everybody's saying it's great stuff, and I think they're pushing for that to go in that direction. And I was listening to him, and he was a BlackBerry user. And he was talking about the fact that the BlackBerry it becomes such a part of somebody's life. I have another friend that's a BlackBerry user, and he has the hardest time. I mean, the thing's falling apart. He can't play Angry Birds on it. There's so many things he can't do with it. And the hard part for him is departing from that BlackBerry because he doesn't think he's going to have that same experience if he moves to an iPhone. But if I give him my iPhone and he just plays around with it for a little while, he's like ready to just he you could tell he's on the verge, Slick. He's on the verge of saying, "Yeah, I want to go to this. I want to try this out."
I just have to flat out say I don't like the new BlackBerries. I just don't. I like the old school BlackBerries. I like the large one with the keyboard where I could do the work. I love the BlackBerry. We were loaned a couple of them, and I use them, and I just love them. The new BlackBerries. Why? If I'm going to get that, I might as well just get somebody else's phone. Really. I mean, not to say that the BlackBerries are bad. It's just that I look at them and then I compare what's like them, and I go, yeah, but they got a better product.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if BlackBerry refocused, got back to their core, and got back to serving business people that's focused on business and trying to be productive, get things done, they may not get the market share they were shooting for. They were trying to compete with everybody else. I said, forget that. Just be BlackBerry. Do what you do best.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. We are going to talk about the world of phones. We got a new one in. Matter of fact, to test out. It is from Sprint. It's called the LG Viper 4G LTE. And I'll tell you, when we take a quick break, we come back. I will. I'm kind of trying to show the camera now, but the phone now. But we'll take a quick break. We come back. I'll give you a better look at the LG Viper 4G LTE. For those of you watching on our video stream at TechtalkRadio.com/live. Or possibly maybe you're listening to this on WLMN. You can visit our website. You'll be able to check that out on our website at TechtalkRadio.com. I'm Andy Taylor.
That's what.
So you finally decided it's time to get on the web, and you'd like to have a website built for you. Andy Taylor Technology and Media can certainly handle that for you. Whether it's a small site or a massive site for a large corporation, feel free to get in touch with us. Andy Taylor Technology and Media at 520-477-WEBS. That's 520-477-9327. For your website needs, it's Andy Taylor Technology and Media. Hi, it's Andy Taylor from Tech Talk Radio. Do you have a question about technology?
Do a great portion of the news groups you subscribe to begin with alt.binaries?
Plead the fifth on that. Tune in Monday through Friday right here at WLMN Radio at 10 o'clock. Feel free to email us, techguys@techtalkradio.com, and we'll try to answer your question right here on the air on WLMN Radio with Tech Talk Radio.
Thanks for your help, and keep up the good work. You got a great show.
And we're back with Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Slick.
So we've been talking about migrating your cell phone, your PDA, and getting that into another device if you had to. Now, one thing we didn't touch upon, Slick, is say somebody has an old-fashioned well, you're going to get mad at me for calling it an old-fashioned PDA that runs on the Palm. How would you go about it? I mean, would you put it in Outlook first and then move it over to your Android or your iPhone?
Well, the way if you're going to get a phone with, it depends. If you're going to get a phone with, let me talk about the iPhone first because I don't really know all the specific detail. I think I know enough. I would export it to a compatible format for iPhone and update and import it into the iPhone feature applications. Mm-hmm. If I were a Mac user, because they sync right across, no problem. If I was a Windows user with the iPhone, I put it in Outlook first. I'd export it into a compatible format to import it in Outlook and then sync it with the iPhone. From Android, my personal preference is this. I say go cloud. Just go straight Google. Just go ahead and export it to a compatible format for Google, import it to all the Google services, and save yourself a whole lot of headache.
That definitely makes sense. So many people are afraid of the cloud, though.
I don't blame them. I've always been a little queasy about putting my information out there, just data in general. Other people can get to it
if they hack it. Don't want to scare anybody. Yeah. But don't you recommend? Do you recommend though if you're storing on the cloud, store locally as well? I mean, just make sure you have something you can fall back on in case a service goes out. Or you don't have access to that anymore because maybe you change phone service, etc.?
I do. And there are a lot of services and programs and applications I will not use because they do not allow me to hold on to a copy of my information. To give you an example, if anybody's familiar with Wunderlist or Evernote, I will use those two applications because they do store the data on my hard drive as well as sync to the cloud. There are some other applications that I've just put on my phone that I quit. I'm trying to think of one that I just stopped using. I think SpringPad is one of them. And maybe even the latest release from Microsoft of OneNote for Android. It may not be true because I haven't really, to be honest with you, I haven't played with them all the way through. But if I can't sync the data to my memory card on the phone as well as their service, forget it. I'm not just giving you all my information and not be able to get to it later. No way. Look what happened to, what was the name of the notepad that Google used to have? I think it was Google Notebook.
Or Google Notes, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Google Notebook.
Google Notebook. Yeah, I think you're all right. Because it was everything kind of in one thing.
Yeah, and it was a neat program. It was on the web. It was great. And then Google said, we're going to close it up. We're not even going to develop for it anymore. I think it's still active. You can still get the information. Another thing is I liked was in Yahoo. Yahoo has a section called Yahoo Notes or Yahoo Notebook. And I used to use it all the time. But then when I was able to sync with other applications and pull the information down, I got away from from Yahoo Notebook. But I still got data up there in Yahoo Notebook. I need to get off. But I have to do it manually, though. I got to go up, copy, paste, every note to get it off.
That's
a pain.
So let me ask you this. You mentioned Yahoo, and I want to say this before we kind of get away from it. Have you taken a look at that new browser that Yahoo has put out?
That's not a browser. Come on.
Well, that's what they're calling it. It's called Access.
That explains the problem with Yahoo. They don't know the difference between a browser and a service and a plug-in and an add-on.
Well, they want people to use this. I mean, that's plain and simple. So that's why I guess they call it browser. But they say that all the search results, because I guess if you think about it, every browser that's come out, whether it be IE or Chrome or even, Firefox, it's all about let's make the search easier because that's how we use it. And in the search results section of what you're doing, that's where you win. If you're Yahoo, you put out a browser and it's got, the ability to really streamline your search results, well, then they go to businesses and they say, we can tailor a search for, your customer and they're going to find you and we want, X amount of dollars for an ad that's going to show up in this. It's about advertising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It wasn't really all that good. But I pulled up it again. It's called Yahoo Access, AXIS. I pulled it up initially yesterday, or day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday, in Google Chrome. And it's an extension in Google Chrome. It's not it's not its own browser. I'm looking at it right now through Firefox. I'm looking at their landing page, access.yahoo.com. I'm almost tempted to click to get it now, but it's going to be a plug-in. No, it's not a browser.
So it's not it's not an actual browser that you use standalone, download, use that. It plugs into your browser and gives you the search results.
Let me click it. All right.
Come on, he's going to do it live. I like that. Taking one for the team there, Slick.
Firefox, because it's trying to. Firefox prevents this site from asking you to install software on your computer. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me click it. Oh.
This is great.
It's a plugin. It's an XPI plugin. It's a Firefox plugin. No, cancel.
You're not going to let it go through?
Why? For what? What? It doesn't add anything to my
Don't we need another plugin? I mean, seriously?
If it were a good plugin, I'd use it. But you remember Yahoo used to have their own branded Internet Explorer browser. I've used that before. I like that. They used to have their own branded version of Firefox browser. I use that. I used to use that.
Yeah.
I like those. The toolbar, love the toolbar.
Oh, really? You tell me you don't run toolbars.
Hold on. Yahoo toolbar.
Tell me you don't run toolbars. No.
I like the Yahoo toolbar.
Do you really?
Because I have two
toolbars.
Yahoo accounts, huh?
I don't like toolbars at all.
It helps me manage my Yahoo accounts.
Right. But can't you do that separately? I mean, you got something else that's clouding your experience, isn't it?
No. Because then I have to open up separate tabs.
Yeah.
Or the browsers to get, Yahoo Personal, Yahoo Professional accounts. Put the toolbar in there on each browser and I'm good. And then I can see I got an email. I can click to the shortcut. I'm good. I like it.
You know why? I honestly, I think I don't like toolbars, and you won't see a toolbar on my computer. Not a fan of them. And maybe it would make my search life easier, but I seem to do pretty good with Google in my search results or Bing. My thing I'm thinking is there's so many times where, and I'm sure you see this, Slick, you work on computers, somebody brings a computer on, they say, well, it's going really slow on the internet. And you fire that thing up and, you look at Internet Explorer, because usually they haven't installed another browser, but you have about maybe 7 or 8 toolbars that are on there. The coupon one, the Yahoo one, the Google toolbar, the Bing toolbar, the cars.com toolbar, the Travelocity toolbar. Everything's a toolbar. And then it just becomes clouded.
Yeah, what I like the Yahoo toolbar and I like the Google toolbar because I use the services. That's the only reason I like them. I'm not saying toolbars in general are good. I'm saying those two for me are productive. I can be productive with those.
Wow. All right. Well, let's get it. So do you have you have 2 toolbars running right now?
No, matter of fact, I'm looking at my Firefox and there are no toolbars on my Firefox.
Yeah. Do you run a stripped down browser at all? It's like this is.
Let me tell you how stripped that is. Most of the time, the only browsers I've installed generally right now are Google Chrome, and sometimes, depending on the computer, I'll install Google Chrome Canary because I can run them side by side. I can run them both at the same time. Outside of that, the only other browsers I use regularly are Firefox Portable, Firefox Beta Portable, and SeaMonkey Portable.
SeaMonkey. Can you explain to some of our listeners that have never experienced SeaMonkey what that is, just in a nutshell?
Yeah, SeaMonkey it comes from the old school where somebody used to put out a suite. So you had a browser, you had an email program, you had a web authoring program. They were all built in one package. Think Netscape. If you ever do a search for Netscape, they used to put out a package of just stuff, and not only would you get the browser, but you'd get, an email program and all that kind of stuff. Well, SeaMonkey is in a holdover from that. It's a project, a Mozilla project, which means the people that bring you Firefox bring you SeaMonkey. And I like it. I mean, I like having that one big package of everything if I ever want to. Now, I haven't used the mail program and all that stuff in a long time, but I'm not opposed to using it. I in a moment's notice, if I think it's going to work for me, I'll use it as an email client for something or stuff or whatever.
Right.
I like SeaMonkey.
Where does somebody find that? Just do a search for...
Yeah, you can do a search for SeaMonkey. It should even be off of Mozilla.com, where you can get Thunderbird, which is their email program, and Firefox, and was it iCal? Is it Cal? I'm trying to think. Sunburst is the name of the calendar program that they have. They got some other projects going on. It's really cool.
All right. Well, let me show you something really cool here. This is the new LG Viper 4G LTD. This is from, of course, LG with a service from Sprint. This phone is a new eco-friendly phone that sells for under $100. It's an Android.
What?
Yeah, it sells for under $100.
That I did not know.
Yeah, and I tell you what. Let me give you a look at this. It's made of 50% recycled plastics, but it has a look on the phone. And I know for our listeners at WLMN or listening on the web, they can't see this, but I'm actually showing this brushed metal backing on the phone. It has front and rear view cameras, like you would expect with most devices now. So even with that price point of $99, there's really nothing that that they try and skimp on with this phone. Now, when I first looked at it, I kind of thought it looked very similar to, and I'll say this because we're talking about phones, but a little like the Fascinate, which is available from a competitor, of course, Verizon. But that one is from Samsung, but it has this large screen footprint, and it just is. Hold on here. Who's calling in? I don't know who's calling. Let me grab the phone real quick.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. I don't know who that was.
Maybe they were trying to get a hold of you on the Viper, but they dialed the wrong number.
No, I have a feeling that it's my daughter's friend from California. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell her I said hi.
Yeah. All right. So, really great looking display, and of course, there's power saving features of the phone. Full Android features, the whole bit. Uses the Sprint ID and other really neat features. Now, it does not have it is a complete, QWERTY keyboard, but it does not have it's all touchscreen, which is funny because I let Gloria take it and play around with it. Gloria's my wife, and figured she could have some fun with it. She tried texting me yesterday, and I could only show you just how crazy the texts were. So somebody going from an actual numeric pad going to a touchpad, it's a little different. But that would happen on any type of device. But anyway, I'll tell you what, we have Nicolle Capitelli from Sprint standing by. We're going to talk to her and find out a little bit about what the phone's all about. His nice headset jack, the whole bit. I don't know, what do you think, Slick?
I like it. It also works with Google Wallet.
Yes, it does. Which I thought Google Wallet was going bye-bye.
There is rumors of it going bye-bye. I don't think it's going to go bye-bye too quick. I think people are looking at it going, just kill it. And Google's like, no, why? No, everybody wants to use it. But don't everybody want to use Google Wallet?
There's a use for it.
There is a use for it. It's just not being, what's the term they use in the industry? It's just adopted.
Yeah. That would be the
not being widely adopted.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. Nicolle Capitelli from Sprint will tell us a little bit about the LG Viper 4G LTE. That's coming up next. Hi, it's Andy Taylor from Tech Talk Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show. You can listen to our show right here at WLMN Radio, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock. Coming soon, a special addition to our 1-hour broadcast. It is the best of Tech Talk Radio, where we go over the years, and we have quite a few of them, and we share with you some of the finer moments and some of the interviews. Kind of a great way to get an idea of just how far we've come in technology. It's the best of Tech Talk Radio, coming soon to WLMN. Hi, it's Andy Taylor from Tech Talk Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show right here at WLMN Radio. We've got our website, TechtalkRadio.com. Anytime, 24/7. We post all of our audio, all of our video clips, and even some of our TV appearances right there at TechtalkRadio.com. We also have an active blog. We'd love you to participate in our blog, a forum, and we'd love to answer some of your questions on the air. Check out our hotcakes and links section for some of the best links on the web. And less filling, too. That's TechtalkRadio.com. Thanks for checking in. On Tech Talk Radio, I'm Andy Taylor, and we are the show that talks about computers, technology, and the internet. And really, if you think about it, the mobile world is a big part of our technology. For years, we have talked with representatives from Sprint about some of the cool things we're going to start seeing. And we're going way back to when, cellular technology was not as far as advanced as it is now. And one of the things we heard more than anything is eventually we're going to see, basically our computers in the palms of our hand. And that's really where we're moving. And every time a new product comes out, we start to see, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to being able to do everything on our phone and then merge it with our computer at home, our computer in the office. But now we're also thinking about the environment. We're thinking about just how safe is this technology. And one of the companies, of course, that's been, working really hard at that is LG and, of course, Sprint, getting together and putting out a brand new phone, the LG Viper 4G LTE. And on the line with us, we have a communications manager with Sprint. We've talked to her before. Always great to have her on the show, Nicolle Capitelli. Nicolle, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Glad to be back.
Now, this new phone from Sprint and LG, the LG Viper 4 LTE, not only delivers a good price point, but also is very eco-friendly.
It is. It's actually rated. It's rated a platinum certification from ULE, which is Underwriters Laboratory Environment, and it's a third-party service that Sprint has partnered with, and they come up with kind of these standards for what it is to be eco-friendly on your phone. And Viper actually was rated platinum, so that's the highest level of environmental performance recognized by sustainable requirements by Sprint and ULE.
Wow. Now, we're looking at the phone. I've got this right here in my hand. And I'm surprised. It's got a great look to it, a large screen. In the past, we've seen some eco-friendly devices come out where really they cut down on the screen size to save, of course, power that way. They're able to still deliver the power that this screen needs?
Definitely. It's got a 4-inch display. That's a WVGA display. 4-inch, that's really what most is out there. It's got a really sleek design to it. I love that kind of titanium, silver kind of look on the back. I mean, it's definitely a hot phone.
Well, and especially when you think, and you talk about that kind of a brushed metal silver look on the back, when the phone's casing is actually made from 50% recycled plastics. That obviously very eco-friendly again.
Definitely. And another really cool thing about the phone is it's got a no-load charger. So I don't know if people, are familiar with that, but kind of that like vampire charging. So when you have your phone plugged in, even though if it's not connected to, the phone is not connected to the charger, it's still consuming energy. So this has a no-load consumption rating. It exceeds the EC Code of Conduct on energy efficiency. I mean, you're really doing something for the environment, and you still have a hot phone to go with it. So
absolutely. Well, and I think in the past, too, we've thought of Echo devices as, well, you don't get the whole kit and caboodle. We've thought of, if it's friendly to the economy, that means we're not going to be able to get 2 cameras or be able to have, a really top-of-the-line processor. We're finding that not to be the case with the Viper 4G.
No, it runs on Android 2.3 Gingerbread. It's got a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor. It's got hotspot capabilities. It also is enabled with NFC, near-field communications, and Google Wallet. So, you can go ahead out there and use mobile payment. Really, it has everything, and it's eco-friendly.
There you go. And, a lot of people have moved up to the Android platform from a non-Android system, and they love it because there's so many different applications that are out there.
There really are, and I think that this phone is kind of a great starting point. It's one of those devices that maybe doesn't have, all of the bells and whistles, say, like the Evo 4G LTE device would have, that maybe would be the top, but Viper is perfect for that transition, somebody who's maybe just coming into the Android market. It also has Sprint ID, so that's kind of Sprint's way of cutting through the clutter. There's more than 450,000 applications in the Google Play market. So this is our way of packaging all of them up. So say you like sports or you like shopping, you could download the HSN ID pack and it would change your ringtone, wallpapers, and it's kind of an all-in-one type of deal. So it's really good for people who are kind of just getting into Android.
All right, now for our listeners that are not familiar with 4G, the terms, because sometimes that can be a little confusing. What does 4G LTE mean for the end user?
So really, it's more of a speed thing. So really faster speeds. 4G LTE is really kind of that high-end spectrum of being able to download email and videos and such at just a faster pace. So I think that's really what you kind of see out there. I think a lot of people are a little bit confused sometimes with what they want in their device, but 4G will just mean a faster experience on your device.
Excellent. Now, you've kept the price point at a very reasonable price for the end user, again, to give her not only all of this great benefit of helping the economy, but now they can pick up this phone with a 2-year agreement for only $99.99.
Yes. Really, for 4G device with all the bells and whistles that we talked about, I think it's a really great price point.
Excellent. Well, our listeners can certainly get more information on the Sprint website. Tell us about how they get to there.
Yeah, so listeners can go to www.sprint.com. You could also go to www.sprint.com/green to learn a little bit more about, our sustainability efforts and eco-friendly if you're interested in that as well.
Awesome. Nicolle, it's always great talking to you. This sounds like a great device. Some other great things coming from Sprint in the next few weeks?
Definitely. We've got HTC Evo 4G LTE coming out. We had the new Galaxy Nexus from Samsung coming out.
Ooh.
So we've got a lot of really fun stuff. And also, actually, too, if you're interested even in the kind of the mobile broadband space, we just launched a new hotspot that's actually a Tri-Fi, which is a really fun word. It can have the ability to connect to 4G LTE, just 4G WiMAX, and also 3G. So anywhere you're at, you can take this hotspot and hook up to 8 devices. It's really cool. It's from Sierra Wireless, and it's a Tri-Fi mobile hotspot.
Oh, wow. And now if somebody wants to get that, do they have to have a current cell phone plan with Sprint? Is this an addition to that? And what are we looking at for, is there an unlimited data plan with that?
So, yes, so there's a bunch of different data plans available for mobile broadband, and I would say, if you're interested, definitely visit sprint.com. The device runs for $99, but you definitely don't have to have a plan with Sprint. I believe you can, just pick up the device by itself, or, maybe you could bundle everything together, whatever works best. But these mobile hotspots are such a great option, and especially this Tri-Fi one. It's really cool, especially for $99. It's a good price.
Awesome. Again, Nicolle, great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on Tech Talk Radio. We've got one in our hands. We're going to give it a spin, and we'll definitely be letting our listeners know all about it. And
thanks, Andy.
Hi, it's Andy Taylor from Tech Talk Radio. Do you have a question about technology?
I had to check you guys out this morning. I was doing a little research on you myself and saw your cute mugs on the webpage. And
oh, we're sorry.
Tune in Monday through Friday right here at WLMN Radio at 10 o'clock. Feel free to email us, techguys@techtalkradio.com, and we'll try to answer your question right here on the air on WLMN Radio with Tech Talk Radio.
You must be looking at Jeff Levy's page.
All right, we are broadcasting, of course, on WLMN Radio in Grafton, West Virginia. You can find us on the web at techtalkradio.com. You can also find our blog. I guess Raven has been pretty busy putting up some blog notes. She's kind of our Disney connection person for all of those that like tech and like Disney. And I know you've actually been putting some stuff up on the blog as well.
I got a couple of things up there. Let's see. The latest things I've put up, Paragon Virtualization Manager 12 Professional. Tell you what, if for no other reason, just kind of glance through it just so you'll get maybe a basic understanding of what virtualization is, and then you can move on. For those of you that are not really getting into it, for those of you that are into virtualization, hey, they got a new product out. It's compatible with a lot of other software. Take a peek at it. You might be interested in it. What else did I put up here? Oh, I found a program that seems to edit MP3s really nice, real easy, real straightforward. MP3, what did I call it? MP3 recorder. And it did impress me. It's all there in the blog post. It handles a lot of file formats.
Was it a little easier than maybe Audacity, which is also a program that you can test out and try out?
Yeah, here's my problem with Audacity. First of all, I love the fact that Audacity is free and everything is community and everything. But my problem with Audacity is similar to some of the problems I have with some other audio editing software and just other programs in general. First of all, with Audacity, what I haven't been able to find, I haven't found any information that says you can do it, is I want to be able to mark the beginning of a section and mark the end of a section and cut it out and put it together. Mark, cut.
Right.
You can't do that. You have to click and drag and then release and then cut. And that just drives me nuts. I hate that. I did find a little bit of a workaround. Somebody makes a wheel. It's about a $20 wheel if you shop around. It just sits on the table. It's a little USB. You plug it into USB, and you can press to mark it and then scroll and release, and it'll. Yeah.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Well, because I kind of have that with that keyboard we tested out, which is for video editing, and you can even use it for audio because it has the jog wheel on it. I think that's what, because we come from the radio world of, radio broadcasting. The tools that we had in the radio world were phenomenal. Now we use pro-type tools in a consumer environment where we miss some of those wheels and buttons. You do it all with a mouse and a click, and that's about it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a mouse is just not enough. I need to be able to mark and then mark here, mark there, take that out. Thank you very much. Just like you do with editing, it's a little on the keyboard. It's whatever. What else did I post? It looks like Raven put in lining Mickey a post called "Lining Mickey's Pockets."
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to read it. I just spotted it today. Of course, it's probably some kind of diatribe, if you will. I have to look at the word.
Diatribe. I hope that's not a mean word, is it? Because you're going to have to deal with her wrath if it is.
Bring it on, baby. She's probably going off on Disney or something. Like it looks like.
Well, did you hear the news last week? I think Disneyland Park is going to make entrance to Club 33 available again because it's a limited membership. But the membership it's for the. I hate to use that word for the elite, but it is for people who have deep pockets. I mean, you're talking about dropping $10,000 annually. It may even be more.
Is that what that is? Okay, because I know I have a friend who's on his Facebook page. He posts about going to Club 33, and I'm like, big deal, into Club 30. What's
I know
the big
who
deal
the friend.
about Club
I
33?
know who that friend is. Yeah, it
You
is
do?
a big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal too. I mean, if you're getting into Club 33, you're getting something that most people don't get to experience at Disney. We got to get her back on the show and have her talk about what's going on with some of the stuff, because they've got some cool things going on, like a Tron. There's like a Tron sequel in the works. There's stuff on television that's going to be on, like a Tron series. There's new attractions, Cars Land at California Adventure Park. I mean, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, because I'm 50 years old. First of all, nobody's told me why I should be excited about Club 33. I haven't heard anything. None.
Right.
And to even set the stage for that, nobody. I'm 50 years old. Nobody's told me why I should be excited about going to Disneyland or Disney World. I don't care.
Right.
I never have cared. I didn't care when I was a kid.
Really? See, I worked there, so I loved it. I worked there, loved it. Went there, went to Knott's Berry Farm, went to all those places.
And they had a great TV show, The Wonderful World of Disney. It was pretty good. Other than that,
Oh my God, you're so jaded. All right, let me show you something you're gonna like. This is from our friend Bruce over at Steel Series.
Oh, Bruce!
Yeah,
I've been singing the praises of Bruce all week. People going, the Steel Series SX gaming surface, the mouse pad, best in the world. I've been comparing it to some other gaming mouse pads that cost almost $100. The Steel Series SX, in my view, aluminum, they're still the best.
Well, I contacted Bruce about something new that was coming up, and they've been doing some really cool partnerships. Most recently with the folks over at Blizzard, and one of the newest ones is the new title that is available called Diablo III.
Yeah.
And they've put out a new set of headphones. Let me show you this. This is let me just give you an idea of the box. I mean, the box itself, it was funny because when it came in, I was looking at it, and Gloria was saying to me, I can't believe you're getting so excited over a box. And I said, no, it's what's in the box. But this is like one of the best presentations, especially, I mean, look at this. This is what your headphones come in.
Yeah, I heard that was coming.
This is, it's a licensed Blizzard product. You can see there by the emblem. It's licensed for Diablo 3. It is the Diablo 3 headset, also known as Sanctuary. And what this is, it has a couple of 50-millimeter speaker units surrounded by leather, XL-sized ear cups that reduce external noise and enhance the positional sounds for the game. So you've got creatures and characters coming up behind you. You're going to be able to get that enhancement of the sound through the headsets.
For those who don't know, 50 millimeters is good. It's really good.
Let's let you take a look. There we go. If you can see that, again, more packaging inside. But, this is like something, honestly, it's very rare that you get just a box. They didn't just send me a box. It's rare that you get a box that could sit on your shelf when you get a pair of headsets. Let's open it up. This is almost like an unboxing because we haven't taken it out yet. I was saving it for this Tech Talk Radio moment.
Oh.
All right, look at that red that it's in. So we'll pull that out. All right. You get USB cable, external extension cable there. All right. Mm-hmm. For those watching on the, oh my God. You know what it reminds me of? Reminds me of my very first pair of professional studio headphones that I purchased when I first got into broadcasting, but yet so much more comfortable taking it out of the packaging here. Now the Steel Series headsets themselves, they are pretty darn good headsets. I know, Slick, I think you use one too, don't you?
I'm using them right now, and whenever we do shows, I do internet shows and stuff, I always use them. I always use Steel Series headsets. Always.
Wow. Boy, they got a great feel to it. If you can see up on the top, it is you have the brand Diablo for those that use it. Look at these leather cups. If you can see these on the video stream. And if you're listening over the radio, you can visit our website at TechtalkRadio.com/live and watch the playback or podcast, either one. Boy, these feel really good. The red coloring on that is kind of nice. And then, you can hold these like this. I mean, so you have this band here on the top of your head. It's going to make it very comfortable. Nice, good, well done cable.
Are they the braided cable?
It's yes, the braided cable with and it plugs into USB. So you have your USB port. You drive your sound through this, and that gives you that positional sound, etc.
Hey, Bruce, want?
And of course, if you're gaming in Diablo 3 and you're playing against somebody, what you want to do is you want to bring that microphone. Look at that.
Yeah, the retractable microphone.
Look at that. Oh. That is great. Now, I'm wondering how this would work. Say, you don't only use it to play Diablo 3. You could certainly Skype with it, do other things that you would do in other games as well. But I'm wondering how this would work for a Skype situation.
It works great. I've used that. I know that model is probably based on a version that they had sent me once before, because all the hardware looks identical. So they probably branded it for Diablo 3. Which, by the way, are you playing Diablo 3?
I haven't yet. Honestly, I haven't had time to play games, but I think I need to start doing that, because I can certainly say it's show prep.
Well, I was going to say, because since you have no valid reason to use that headset, then.
Oh, listen to him.
What?
Well, you make a very good point, Slick. Maybe we'll have to do that seriously, because honestly, I don't play the games, and maybe you should. But I'll tell you what, this is a comfortable pair of headphones. Can I try it on while we're on the air?
You should.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
also,
I'm
gonna out Andy and tell you that he's wearing SteelSeries headphones. The headphones he took off are SteelSeries.
Oh wow! I'll tell you this: these are really comfortable, fully adjustable.
Yep.
That little microphone piece would be great. This would be good in a gaming situation. I'm gonna have to try this with one of the other games that I have, since we don't have Diablo 3 to take it through. But it does have. I'll show you this. A microphone and a volume control here on the USB cord itself. Now, for those listeners that maybe are a little concerned, thinking, well, wait a minute, I don't need a USB solution for audio. This still would work perfect for the game. I mean, you obviously have to plug it into USB. You're going to find that probably everything is going to sound better using this type device than plugging in with, your standard cable, quarter-inch jack or whatever.
Yeah, let me see if I can help you with that example as well, Andy, because, again, I'm using SteelSeries headsets, always have, especially with Tech Talk Radio, always have. And some of the ones they send me have the plugs, the little jack plugs there.
Right.
Well, in some of the computers that I've used for the shows, when I plug, it's not the headphones, when I plug the headphones in the computers, their audio hardware is not up to snuff. It's not good enough to where I've had to use, and I always use, here it is right now, I use it all the time anymore, it's a SteelSeries USB audio interface that I've been using. Okay? So, and I also have a set of SteelSeries headphones, I think they're the 3H, and they have the small portable ones that fold up and they have the USB plug at the end. Those sound great. The USB audio interface will give you much better audio quality, whether it be broadcasting music or even gaming. You need clear audio for gaming.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, well, I'm going to give them a try, and then Slick definitely will. You're going to have to. Because I would feel bad if we kept this experience away from you.
Well, it would only last for a short amount of time, I'm sure, as it has in the past. Dear Andy. He'll get over it, won't he, folks? Yes, of course he will.
Yeah, probably will. I love that look. If you're a Diablo fan, you definitely want to have this. And I like the fact, you got this microphone, but go ahead, just put it inside, and it's all put away. Everything's ready to go. So you can check that website out at steelseries.com. Check out our website for an interview with Bruce Haver talking about stuff before this Diablo 3 release, and we'll have to get him on the show again because they put out some really cool products for that.
Really nice stuff.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Slick.
And hopefully next week we'll have more to talk about when it comes to technology. We haven't even touched on the fact that HP this past week had fired, 27,000 workers? Yeah. Should that make you concerned when it comes to buying a PC or a laptop from the company? They've cleared 27,000 people. What does that mean for the consumer?
Yeah, and then Yahoo's still not done. They just killed LiveStand, which everybody's going, what? Don't worry about it. It was an app for the iPad. They were going to put Yahoo, in a sense, the news and all the data on the iPad. It's gone.
The other thing, too, it's like we've been waiting for a tech sector IPO to come out for a long time that was going to kind of replicate what we saw in the early, in 2001 and 2002, which made millionaires. Mm-hmm. I mean, millionaires were made left and right. A company would come out and say, oh, we've got a great idea. And people would invest in it because the internet's the next thing. And, everybody said, see, it could happen. Look at what's going to happen to Facebook. 3 days now. And the stock keeps dropping. Why? I mean, now people are pointing fingers. Shareholders are suing Facebook. There's so many things that have kind of gone wrong in this. And I'm wondering, does this mean, is it going to be difficult for any other company, any other startup now to really get a chance to get a footing and be able to have, that kind of IPO and still make money so that they can continue their investments?
Look, everybody, you got to give Mark a break. Mark was under a whole lot of pressure. Let's face it. He had a wedding to plan. Mrs. Zuckerberg was all over his big behind. I mean, come on. You got to cut the guy a break. Not working, huh?
No, it's not. We'll talk more about that because I think this week we're going to see more stuff that's going to happen with that. And we'll continue with next week's Tech Talk Radio.
I'm trying to helip him out.
You're being real for the guy who didn't want to get on Facebook. You're being real nice to him.
Well, if he the thing that just really confuses me about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. First, it's all about people, and then he puts a dog on there. I'll never forgive him for that. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
What?
Where you going with the dog thing?
Oh well, I'm riffing. It's the whole Facebook Zuckerberg. Oh, disappointing stock. I'm just I'm going off on the tangent.
I like it. All right, all right. Hopefully next week because I've got to send the iPad 3 back. I've been holding it because our friends over at Cooler Master are sending us the Arc, which is a device to hold the iPad 3. And I think Apple is antsy. They want it back, and I want to I want to show what it looks like in the Arc. They're going to say, get a block of wood.
You're ever going to send it back, Mr. Taylor? Really?
Yes, yeah, I'm going to have to send it back. All right. I've been having fun with it. I recommend the tablet. I recommend the iPad. I really loved it. And it's not the iPad 3. I got to remember, it's the new iPad.
Right.
That's what it's called. All right. Have yourselves a great week on WLMN and TechtalkRadio.com. Find us on our Facebook page, Tech Talkers. Just do a search for Tech Talkers. You'll be able to find us and get updates every day as far as the big stories that happen there on our Facebook page, as well as some funny pictures when it comes to computing. Stuff that we don't put up on the website. And old photos, too. Those are starting to make their way. I don't know if you've checked it out, Slick.
I did.
Yeah.
I did see some old stuff popping up there.
We've got some more coming up, too. So, I mean, we can put them on the website, but the Facebook platform is a great way for you to check them out and see. So tell your friends. It's facebook.com/Tech Talkers. I'm Andy Taylor.
Then I'm Slick.
See you later.